I'm Dr. Stacy Burke from West Coast Family Chiropractic. I'm here with Helena Ederveen, holistic health coach, master linguistic practitioner, Ericksonian practitioner, and clinical nutritionist. Today's question is, Helena, is there a relationship between emotions and disease?
There is very definitely a relationship between emotions and disease. I give you a little example. When I was in my early 50s, I had an issue with what's called age-related memory decline. Now, and I always am open to ask some more information about it. And the information what I was basically being fed was said, well, your grandfather had Alzheimer's, so in other words, I was due to get it too. And my father or my mother had this, and I thanked them very gracefully. And I thank you very much for your opinion. And I needed to know for myself how that felt. But I had made a fundamental choice. I was not going down that road because I love my brain a lot. And so then I got in touch with a very good doctor in the US. I hopped on the plane, and he happened to have a training there for medical practitioners and people like myself. Well, to give this just as an example, 40 days later, my so-called age-related memory decline disappeared and has never returned, and I'm almost 70 now. So,
wow.
And that's the same with other things. They say, you know, at one point when I went to see the optometrist, and they said, well, we don't like the pressure in your eyes. And I said, well, my mother had glaucoma. And automatically it was being said, oh, then we need to keep an eye on it. In other words, you're going to get it too. And I said, well, let's wait and see, dear. And so anyhow, I've really learned to listen to a lot of things, what my reality is feeding back. To cut a long story short, 1 month later, I went back to her and she checked my eyes. And she said, what have you been doing? I said, I won't say anything before you tell me what you have noticed. She said, it is incredible. In 4 weeks, your whole pressure in your eyes have normalized. And
wow.
I said, now I'm going to tell you how I did it. In the first place, I won't take on the emotional baggage from the past and the assumptions that because my father, my mother, my grandfather or whatsoever, that I need to get it too. No, it is a whisper. And then it is up to me how I choose to deal with that.
So, in a way, you're suggesting then that a lot of people create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes.
Based on their beliefs about how their parents were
Yeah.
and how they were raised, and
Yeah.
project that forward
Yeah.
into their own health.
That's right.
Wow.
And see, that took me a little while. I'll give you another example. My mother, when she needed rest, she ended up in hospital because she thought that was the only place where she could have rest. I was a very obedient daughter, and I have been more times in hospital for all kind of operations and all kind of other stuff than I care to remember. Now, one day it happened again. I said to my husband, I had a very high fever, I had to go to the hospital, I didn't know where it was coming from, and they said to me, we have to keep you here, we have to put you on the drip and blah blah blah, and we might have to keep you for a few weeks. And I was in my private room and I said to myself, Helena, what are you doing? And suddenly I had this aha. 3 days later, the fever was gone, I was out of the hospital, and I've never been back in the hospital again.
Wow. Well, that kind of flies in the face of the conventional allopathic approach. Let me ask you a question. If somebody wanted to, find out more information, or they felt that obviously there was some emotional issues or some issues in their past that perhaps they were projecting into their own health, sort of a psychoneuroimmunology projection, how would they find out more information, or how would they be able to go about investigating their own health issues further?
Well, there are 2 ways that they can do it. The first way is that they can go to my website and www.helenaederveen.com, or they can send me an email, helena@helenaederveen.com, And again, in the subject line, they need to mention that they want to have this free preliminary analysis, and then we can talk about it. Okay. And I want to top it off to say with this, yes, I know we all die one day, and that's fine with me. But it is also quite often that you actually can make a choice on how you are going to die.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful stuff.
It is powerful stuff.
So let me reiterate, if you would like more information, go to www.helenaederveen.com. You can email Helena directly at helena@helenaederveen.com.
Yeah.
And in the subject line, put free preliminary analysis.
Which is valued at $180. And that's
wow.
for yours for free.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Helena.
You're welcome.